Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari. Jaya Jashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Jashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Srila Prabhupada. जय ओम विष्णुपाद ब्रह्म परिव्राज काचार्य अष्टोत्तर सत्य श्री श्रीमद His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. ISKCON founder Acharya, BBD founder Acharya, savior of the whole world Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivraj Kacharya Ashtotra Satya Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki. Anant Koti Vaishnavrind ki. Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई की जमुना माई की तुलसी देवी की भक्ति देवी की समावित गौर भक्तवृंद की श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की युग धर्म हरि नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की ऑल ग्लोरीज द समल डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज द समल डिवोटीज all glories to the Srimad devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayed Nashta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavatiruttama Shloke Bhaktir-bhavati naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. This morning we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10th, chapter number 77, text 2 onwards. Vidamantam swasainyani Dyumantam rukmini sutaha Pratihatya pratyavidyan Narachair ashtabhismayan Vidyamantam swasainyani Dyumantam rukmini sutaha Pratihatya pratyavidyan Narachair ashtabhismayan Vidyamantam swasainyani Dyumantam rukmini sutaha Pratihatya pratyavidyan Narachair ashtabhismayan. Vidyamantam swasainyani Dyumantam rukmini sutaha प्रतिहत्य प्रत्यविद्यान् नाराचैरष्टभिस्मयन् विद्यमान्तं स्वसैन्यानि द्युमन्तं रुक्मिणीसुतः प्रत्यहत्य प्रत्यविद्यान् नाराचैरष्टभिस्मयन् विद्यमान्तं स्वसैन्यानि द्युमन्तं रुक्मिणीसुतः प्रतिहत्य प्रतिविद्यान् नाराचैरष्टभिस्मयन् विद्यमान्तं स्वसैन्यानि द्युमन्तं रुक्मिणीसुतः प्रतिहत्य प्रत्यविद्यान् नाराचैरष्टभिस्मयन्. Mataji's विद्यमानं स्वसैन्यानि प्रतिहत्य प्रत्यविद्यान् नाराचैरष्टभिस्मयन्. What for meaning? Vidyamantam, smashing, swa, his, sainyani, soldiers, dyumantam, dyuman, Rukmini Sutaha, the son of Rukmini, Pradyumna, Pratihatya, counter-attacking, Pratyavidyat, he struck back, Narachahi, with special arrows made of iron, Ashtabhihi, 8, Smayan, while smiling. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. In Pradyumna's absence, Dyuman had been devastating his army, but now Pradyumna counterattacked Dyuman and smiling pierced him with 8 Narach arrows. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti comments that Pradyumna challenged Dyuman, saying, "Now see if you can strike me." After saying this and allowing Dyuman to shoot his weapons, Pradyumna released his own deadly arrows. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrachatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadhutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakta Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Vashavanave Deve Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnanadayine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryujjvala Premadhya Shri Rupa Anugavaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Apasiddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye Viplambar Sambodhi Padambojayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidanandanamine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Vrayate गौर आविर्भावभूमेस्तं निर्देष्टा सज्जनप्रियः वैष्णवः सार्वभौम श्रीजगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं मामि भक्तशक्तिकं। हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। जयतां सरतौ पङ्गोर्मम मन्दमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पादाम्भोजौ राधामदनमोहनो। निवेदवृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमाढः श्रीमद्रत्नागार सिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद्राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवौ पृष्ठालिभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि। श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भे वंशीवटतटस्थितः कर्षणवेणु स्वनैर्गोपीर्गोपीनाथ श्रीयस्तिनः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. I seek the blessings of all the Vaishnavas here, in particular His Holiness Anant Krishnadas Goswami Maharaj, so that by such blessings I will be able to speak something on the exalted topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. We are very grateful to Srila Prabhupada for having given this ISKCON movement, especially Harinam Sankirtan and the Bhagavatam purports. We are so blessed. We can see not only these books are available, but there are devotees. Prabhupada has trained a generation of exceptional devotees who have been practicing this purports in their life for decades together, and they can share their realizations. It's like we are blessed. His Grace Agnidev Prabhu was immersing us in the mellows Harinam Sankirtan yesterday and today morning also. So what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us, the Harinam Sankirtan, the Krishna Prem, that Srila Prabhupada has made us very easy for us to access in the form of these books. And there is the purpose of Krishna to attract, by his pastimes, to attract all the conditioned souls which are stuck in the material world here. So this is the chapter which talks about Lord Krishna slays the demon Shalva. Prior to this, the battle between Shalva and Vrishnis. So Krishna was invited by Yudhishthir Maharaj. Krishna has gone for Rajasuya Yajna, attending Rajasuya Yajna. And after the Yajna is over, there also something special happens. Shishupal was using bad words for Krishna. And in the assembly, everybody was tolerating. But after some time, when everybody got up and took their weapons in the hand, they were ready to kill Shishupal. Krishna stopped them, and Krishna personally killed Shishupal with his Sudarshan Chakra. So our acharyas mentioned that if it was not so, if Krishna would have allowed others to fight, then there would have been a bloodshed in the assembly. And the Rajasuya Yajna arena would have been tainted with blood, inauspiciousness, contamination. So Krishna personally took his Sudarshan Chakra and slashed the throat of Shishupal. And Krishna did it so expertly that there was not even a single blood drop falling on the ground. So there was no contamination of the arena. And then, after the conclusion of Rajasuya Yajna, Krishna was requested by Yudhishthir Maharaj that you please stay for a few more days. Yudhishthir Maharaj was pleading and Krishna agreed. But then Krishna started getting inauspicious omens that something inauspicious is happening. Because Shishupal is killed here, Shishupal's associates who were very in enmity against Krishna, even in the episode when Krishna kidnapped Rukmini Devi, they are also, Shishupal and others were very much frustrated. So here also, because Shishupal is killed, Krishna was getting some signals, he was feeling inauspicious omens that probably the enemies would attack Dwarka. So Krishna immediately left. And as Krishna left, he arrived Dwarka. He saw that the citizens of Dwarka were very much perturbed, they were very much troubled by Shalva. And what happened here is Shalva, who had decided, who had taken a vow that I will finish all the Vrishni Vamshis, all the Vrishnis, he had done tapasya for 1 year. He was just eating some handful of dust and trying to please Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva was, he knew well why this person is doing tapasya. But still he appeared, and to keep the law, he gave a boon. And Shalva asked for a boon that grant me a boon that give me an airship which can change its size, it can fly anywhere, a special airship. So Lord Shiva granted this boon. Okay, you take this Saubha airship. Now Prabhupada says, elsewhere Prabhupada says that this is the Vedic technology. Vedic times the airplanes would fly, there was no accident, there was no need for control room, there was no sound like right now. Aircraft is passing and there is so much sound, disturbing sound. There's still less here if you go towards the other side, if you go towards Bandra. It's very disturbing sound, again and again flights coming. And then there's a pilot required, there's a fuel required. Once the fuel is over, then it comes down. But Prabhupada says Vedic technology, there is no fuel required. And there is no sound, disturbing sound. Very silent. Elsewhere you also hear the pastime of Kardama Muni. He also got this planet, floating planet. Similar. So that is Prabhupada says Vedic technology. And Shalva got this airplane, and then he started attacking Dwarka. So in the purport, in the previous chapter, it is said that when he started attacking, the whole Dwarka city was blanketed with dust raised in the air, and everybody was disturbed. The parks, gardens, everything was disturbed. Everything was devastated. And we find in the purports of other chapters the description of the opulence of Dwarka city. It was so amazing. According to the modern historians, the Dwarka city expanded till Surat, till Goa. It was a large province of Dwarka, and Krishna was the ruler of that. And the opulence of Dwarka city is mentioned that the self-illuminating gems and stones were bedecked, and then also the rooms, the palaces, they were filled with fumes of incense. And when the incense would come out from the lattices of the marble structures, from the windows, then the peacocks would think that this is the cloud coming, fresh monsoon cloud coming, and they would start making sound. And the citizens of Dwarka, they were mentioned, the maid servants, the queens, description of everybody is mentioned here. How wonderful it was. In that Dwarka city, Shalva is trying to attack. So devotees were very much perturbed. And Pradyumna, in the absence of Krishna, Pradyumna takes the charge and he starts attacking. Pradyumna is the son of Krishna. So as it is mentioned here in the shloka, Rukmini Sudaha here means Pradyumna. So Pradyumna went and started fighting. But seeing a situation, seeing a point of time, the Dyuman was the commander-in-chief of Shalva. He went and took an opportunity to attack Pradyumna on the heart, on the chest with his club. And Pradyumna fainted. And as Pradyumna fainted, his charioteer, as his duty was, he took the chariot away from the battlefield. And when Pradyumna came to his senses, when he came to consciousness, he started chastising his charioteer. Why did you bring me away from the battlefield? Because nobody in the history, nobody in this dynasty has left battlefield ever. Now what face will I show to my fathers, Krishna and Balaram, Pitarau? And my sister-in-laws, they will scorn me, they will chastise me, they will criticize me. So you have done an inglorious act. But it was the duty of this charioteer. And as he has come to consciousness, then this shloka comes in context. In Pradyumna's absence, Dyuman had been devastating his army, but now Pradyumna counterattacked Dyuman and smiling pierced him with 8 Narach arrows. So this was the Kshatriya spirit. The battles were fought very lawfully. Both the fighters would be on the equal level. They have to be on the chariot. If one person gets down from the chariot, the other also will get down from the chariot and start fighting. If one has weapon, then the opponent also should have equal weapon. If one fighter's weapons falls down, then the other will also drop his weapon and start fighting. But that is not the case in modern times. Those days, Kshatriyas would attack after giving a warning. Not that at the dark hours or in the absence of the attention, then when somebody is inattentive, then they would attack. No, it was the warning was given. Just like here also. Now Pradyumna counterattacked Dyuman and smiling pierced him with 8 Naraj arrows. So he is first giving warning that now see, the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments that Pradyumna challenged Dyuman saying, now see if you can strike me. So first he comes in the battlefield and then he challenges. After saying this and allowing Dyuman to shoot his weapons, Pradyumna released his own deadly arrows. So first Pradyumna challenges and then he waits that if Dyuman can attack him. So that was the Kshatriya spirit. Prabhupada says that Kshatriyas are chivalrous. They either kill or they die. They never flee back from the battlefield. Elsewhere, Prabhupada mentions the story of the king Jashamanta Sen. Prabhupada says there was a king called Jashamanta Sen, and he once went for fighting, and he left the battlefield and came back, and he was knocking the door, and he told his wife, the queen, was not opening the door. So the king assured that this is same your husband, Yashamanta Sen, and the queen was not ready to open the door. And still the king was again assuring, this is your husband, Yashamanta Sen. The queen said that my husband, the great king Yashamanta Sen, either will be killed on the battlefield or come out victorious, but he will not come defeated. So she did not, she refused to open the door. Prabhupada says the story. So that is the Kshatriya spirit. Krishna says in Bhagavad-gita also, that Yuddhe chapya palayanaha. The Kshatriyas do not know leaving the battlefield. Either they will be hato va prapsisi swargam, bhukta va swarga. So either he will kill or he will be killed. Because as we find in the second chapter, that Krishna says that the Kshatriyas who die on the battlefield or the Brahmanas who die performing Vedic sacrifices, they attain the sun planet, the heavenly planets. Jai SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple ki, Jai Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ji ki, Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So that is the Kshatriya spirit. They cannot be peaceful when they are challenged. The people also sometimes accuse Yudhishthir Maharaj. Why did he take part in the gambling match? But when he was challenged, then he could not refuse. That was his duty. Vidya chapya palayanaha. So that is the Kshatriya spirit. And that was their duty. Now, because he has come out again with consciousness, he has challenged. So there would be verbal fights before they start fighting. They would give a chance to the opponent. Just like they read various pastimes, there will be first arguments. I'll just read out one part. Shalva, this is going further. In Krishna book, Prabhupada writes that Shalva is ready to fight with Krishna. After some time, Krishna also comes in picture in the battlefield and Krishna also starts fighting. So there is a verbal conversation. There, Shalva says, you rascal Krishna, you kidnapped Rukmini forcibly, even in our presence. You baffled my friend Shishupal and married Rukmini yourself. And in the great assembly at King Yudhishthira's Rajasuya Yajna, while my friend Shishupal was a little absent-minded, you took an opportunity to kill him. Everyone thinks that you are a great fighter and that no one can conquer you. So now you will have to prove your strength. I think that if you stand before me any longer, with my sharp arrows I shall send you to a place wherefrom you will never return. So Shalva is speaking such words to Krishna. And then Krishna says, to this Lord Krishna replied, foolish Shalva, you are talking nonsensically. You do not know that the moment of death is already upon your head. Actual heroes do not talk much. They prove their prowess by practical exhibition of chivalrous activities. So there is nice verbal conversation. And then Krishna slays Shalva. That is, of course, going further. So that is a Kshatriya spirit. And then Hemgiri Prabhu told me to continue as many shlokas we can continue. Then Pradyumna took his bow and released 8 Narach arrows. So these arrows were special. They were invested with the mantra power. Just like when the arrows were shot against Arjuna also. At the end of battlefield, at the end of battle, when Krishna was deboarding the chariot, he told Arjuna, you first get down. And Arjuna says, no, first you get down. And then Krishna says that you don't know. All these enemies have released so many arrows and they were invested with so much of mantra power. And I hope because of my presence you have been protected from all the mantra power. The destruction which was inevitable has been withstood because of my presence. And then as Arjuna gets down, then Krishna gets down. And then the chariot starts burning into ashes. So all the mantra power, we hear all that part also when Duryodhan scorns Bhishma Pitama, that you are not fighting to your full strength. You have some soft corner for Pandavas. And being insulted, Bhishma Pitama takes 5 arrows and then invokes mantra power in this 5 arrows and then keeps, and then we know the story further. So mantras have this power, but today we just have the physical part, the earthly weapons. Prabhupada elsewhere says that there were the weapons which were made up of water, there were weapons made up of mantra, there were weapons made up of many other elements also, subtle elements. So going further, Chaturveshchaturo vahan sutam ekena chahanat dvabhyam dhanushcha ketum cha sharenanyena vaishiraha. With 4 of these arrows he struck Duman's 4 horses. With 1 arrow his driver. With 2 more arrows his bow and chariot flag. And with the last arrow Duman's head. Gadasatyaki Sambadya Jagnuhu Saubhapater Balam Petuhu Samudre Saubheya Sarve Sanchinna Kandaraha. Gada, Satyaki, Samba and others began killing Shalva's army, and thus all the soldiers inside the airship began falling into the ocean, their necks severed. So we see that the Dwarka city is on the ocean. We recently visited Sankirtan Yatra, Dwarka, Porbandar, Somnath, Junagadh. So this is the whole belt where Krishna's pastime places are there. Krishna stayed more than 100 years and performed his pastimes there. According to archaeology, even today, the underwater submerged city of Dwarka is still found. The palaces, intact palaces are found still. The remains of Krishna's Dwarka city. And it goes still for thousands of kilometers so far, but some remnants are found today. You can go and still see the places where the Muchukund Gufa, Muchukund cave is there, where Muchukund Maharaj burnt Kalayavan. We can still go and see that. There is a place, Revati Kund, Damodar Kund, where Balramji married Revati. There is a village called Madhavpur, where Krishna married Rukmini. Krishna kidnapped Mother Rukmini and brought to Dwarka and then married in the village known as Madhavpur. Visited that place. Similarly, the place from where Krishna jumped, that mountain, Pravarshan mountain, Prabhupada says, which was set to fire by Jarasandha. And then Krishna and Balram jumped from that mountain. That mountain is still there. It is today known as Girnar Parvat in Junagadh. Some 8-10 kilometers from Junagadh is a place called Bhavanath. And that mountain is still there. This is that place where Krishna fought Jambavan for 28 days. That place is also still there. It is that cave, it's intact, almost like a hall. We had a class and kirtan there under the earth. So all these places of pastimes are still there. People doubt existence of Krishna, but all these places are still there. So it's mentioned all the soldiers inside the airship began falling into the ocean, their necks severed. Evam yadunam shalvanam nignatam itareteram yuddham trinavaratram tad abhutumulam ulvanam. As the Yadus and the Shalva's followers thus went on attacking one another, the tumultuous, fearsome battle continued for 27 days and nights. Indraprastham gada Krishna ahuto dharma sununa rajasuyatha nivritte shishupale cha samsthite kruvriddhan anujñapya munimscha sasutan pritham nimittani ati ghorani pashyan dvaravatim yayau. Invited by Yudhishthir, the son of Dharma, Lord Krishna had gone to Indraprastha. Now that the Rajasuya sacrifice had been completed and Shishupal killed, the Lord began to see inauspicious omens. So he took leave of the Kuru elders and the great sages, and also of Pritha and her sons, and returned to Dwarka. So Krishna has now entered Dwarka. The Lord said to himself, because I have come here with my respected elder brother, kings partial to Shishupal may well be attacking my capital city. So Krishna is getting intuition. Vikshitat kadanam svanam nirupya pura rakshanam saubham cha shalvarajam cha darukam praha keshavaha. Shukadeva Goswami continued, after he arrived at Dwarka and see how his people were threatened with destruction, and also saw Shalva and his Sauba airship, Lord Keshava arranged for the city's defense and then addressed Daruka as follows. Lord Krishna placed Sri Balaram in a strategic position to guard the city, and he also appointed a special guard for Sri Rukmini and the other queens inside the palaces. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, by a secret route, special soldiers conveyed the queens to safety inside Dwarka. So Krishna arranged everything, and then further we'll see how Krishna also is involved in the fighting. And then Shalva, his airship, Sauba, was very special. Sometimes it would disappear, sometimes it would appear, sometimes it would multiply itself and appear in many different forms. So seeing all this, all the soldiers were also perturbed. But Krishna has made sure that his queens and other relatives were safeguarded. And then Krishna got into the battle personally. Ratham prapya me suta shalvasyantikam asuvai sambrahmas tena kartavyo mayavi saubaradi ayam. Lord Krishna said, O driver, quickly take my chariot near Shalva. This Lord of Sauba is a powerful magician. Don't let him bewilder you. So Krishna says, quickly. Krishna is very eager to protect his devotees. And so many pastimes we have seen that Krishna takes his own prestige and reputation also when it comes to protecting his devotees. Just like Krishna lifted the wheel of chariot when it came to protecting Arjuna. Krishna also did so many pastimes where he exhibited his eagerness. Just like when Gajendra was in trouble, then also Krishna was eager to go and save Gajendra. When Draupadi was in trouble, then also Krishna was eager to go and protect Draupadi. And various times our acharyas adds a very sweet nectar to these shlokas, giving the purports, the inner meaning or the consciousness of Krishna, the thoughts of Krishna. That how Krishna is so eager. In a past time when Krishna is ready to go, he is feeling that even Garuda is slower. So he himself starts running, taking the Garuda behind. He doesn't wait for Garuda. Now Prabhupada says, what is the speed of Garuda? It is faster than the speed of mind. Panthas tu koti satavatsara sampragamyo vayorathapi manaso munipungavaanam. Vayorathapi manaso munipungavaanam. So the speed of mind is the fastest. Now in science we see that there is a speed of sound and there is a speed of light and then there is light year. And then faster than that is the speed of mind. But faster than speed of mind is the speed of Garuda. But Krishna is feeling that Garuda also is slower. So he starts rushing. So that is Krishna's eagerness, Bhakta Vatsala, the topmost quality of Krishna. When it comes to protecting his devotees, Krishna does not mind anything. He puts his own reputation, prestige in stake. He doesn't care whether people will criticize me, people will scorn me. He just eagerness to protect his devotees. So that is topmost quality of Krishna. So he is going eagerly. Thus ordered, Daruka took command of the Lord's chariot and drove forth. As the chariot entered the battlefield, everyone there, both friend and foe, caught sight of the emblem of Garuda. So now, Garuda Dvaja. Krishna's chariot is marked with a Garuda Dvaja, on which Garuda flag is posted. So everybody got to know that Krishna has arrived. When Shalva, the master of a decimated army, saw Lord Krishna approaching, he hurled his spear at the Lord's charioteer. The spear roared frighteningly as it flew across the battlefield. So further pastime comes that how Shalva and then mysteriously presented replicate, or not replica, but the false Vasudeva form. A Brahmana appears and gives the news to Krishna that unfortunately, just like a butcher catches an animal, similarly Shalva has kidnapped your father Vasudeva. And after some time, Shalva himself comes with the false form of Vasudeva, and then he cuts the throat of false Vasudeva, and then takes the dead body with him. And saying this, Krishna is perturbed. For a moment, he is in a gloomy mindset. Of course, Krishna is acting as a player. Kunti Maharani also says that Krishna is acting as a player. So here also Krishna is acting in the same way. Though Krishna knows everything, but Krishna is acting as if he is feeling sadness. But after some time, he immediately comes to the real consciousness. He knows what is happening, and he is not bewildered, confused by the act of Shalva. Then Krishna starts attacking. So all these pastimes, Hare Adbhuta Karmana, Krishna's wonderful activities, Krishna performs just to attract the conditioned souls, living entities towards him. It may be in the case of killing Shalva, or maybe killing Putana, showing his merciful nature. And especially when Krishna comes to perform these pastimes, as yesterday, nicely His Grace Gauranga Darshan was saying, that all these pastimes, Sunday he was saying that all these pastimes are recorded. They are in the text form, available in the text form, the book. They are also available in the audio form. They are available in the image form, in the video form also. So all these pastimes, they attract us so much. And the acharyas, our great exalted acharyas, give nice nectar drops to these purports, to these shlokas. Just like when it comes to killing of Putana, our acharyas mention various reasons why Krishna closed his eyes seeing Putana. When Putana took Krishna in the lap for killing, Krishna closed his eyes. So why Krishna closed his eyes? Various acharyas gives different meanings. Let's say more than 20 reasons are given by various acharyas and commentators and poets. One of the reason, Krishna is thinking that I left Golok Vrindavan to come here, and in the Bhauma Vrindavan I want to eat butter, milk products, but the first thing I have to eat is the poison from a lady. So Krishna thought, no, I don't want to do this. And then closing his eyes, he is invoking Lord Shiva. Mahadev, you drank the poison in Samudra Manthan, so now also you drink the poison. I don't want to drink this. Then another commentator says that Krishna closed his eyes thinking that Aham sarvasya prabhav matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante maam buddha bhav samanvita. All the animate and inanimate beings are coming out from me. Everything rests in me. So if I drink the poison, so many living entities will die. So I don't want to be the reason of killing all the living entities. And then he again closes his eyes, and then he invokes Lord Shiva, that you drank the poison and you had the power to stick it at the throat. So you again do the same task. Another Acharya says that Krishna was thinking that Krishna Surya Sama Maya Hayand Andhikar Jaha Krishna Taha Nahi Maya Adhikar. If Krishna's eyes are open, Krishna is conscious, present, then Maya cannot exist in front of Krishna. And if that Maya does not exist, then the pastime will not take place. For this reason, he has closed his eyes. Then another Acharya says that Krishna is thinking that I have come to re-establish the principles of religion. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. And then Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya chaduskutam dharma samsthapan arthaya. For re-establishing the principles of religion, I have appeared. But the first thing I have to do is killing a demon, and that too a woman. I don't want to kill a woman. So Krishna closes his eyes. And then another Acharya mentions that Krishna is thinking, closing his eyes, he is thinking, her name is Putana. Puta means pure or sanctified, and Na means no. So Putana had no historical account of any pious activity. But why still she is getting that opportunity to come and serve me? Or I want to deliver this Putana. So let me see if there is any trace of pious activity. So Krishna closed his eyes and meditating and trying to trace the history of Putana. If there is any pious activity, a trace of pious activity, then I will deliver her. So Acharyas mentioned various reasons like this. So this is the nectar. When we hear this, our hearts are attracted to Krishna. It may be this, or it may be when Krishna is lifting Govardhan hill, when Krishna sees that all the Brajavasis are in trouble, then Krishna runs to protect the Brajavasis. He goes and lifts the Govardhan hill. In the meantime, when Krishna is running, our Acharya has mentioned, then when Krishna is running, his turban is not made wet. Because there is a Shakti, Krishna's Prasya Shakti Vividhaiva Shruyate Swabhaviki Jnana Bala Kriyacha. Krishna desires something and things are executed. So one of the potency of Krishna is Simharika Shakti. So as Krishna was running, although it was raining everywhere, but wherever Krishna was running, on the top of Krishna's head, that Shakti was protecting the rainfall, Krishna from rainfall. So that Krishna's turbans and wet clothes don't get wet. And Krishna's beauty remain intact. Or it may be when Krishna and Balaram goes to forest and then they are playing, and then in the case of subduing the Kaliya demon, when Brajavasis got to know that Krishna is in trouble, so Brajavasis started running in the forest, towards the forest, to the spot, and then as they were going, Acharyas mentioned that how did they get to know that Krishna has gone to that specific place? And they were following the footsteps, the footprint marks of Krishna in the dust. Now somebody may argue that it was all dust. In the dust, so many animals were walking, so many birds were flying, and they would all they may rub off the footprints of Krishna. But how the footprints of Krishna still existed? So Acharya has mentioned, because the footprints of Krishna, marked with so many auspicious signs, they are like the treasure of the Brajavasis. And very carefully, they would protect the footprints. And nobody would step over or rub off the footprints. And then as Krishna approaches, and then everybody's in dilemma, everybody's in anxiety that Krishna is gripped in the coils of Kaliya. And there's only one person, Balaramji, he is smiling. Our Acharyas give sweet drop of nectar. That why Balaramji is smiling? Because Balaramji is thinking, he is confident that nobody can kill Krishna. Nobody can harm Krishna. And then another reason why Balaramji is smiling is, Balaramji is thinking that I am also Anantashish, I am also Nag, and he is also a Sarpa. But Krishna never played like this with me. Krishna is playing with Kaliya like this. So Acharyas give various nectar drops. All this nectar, Tavakathamitam tapta jivanam, it's nectar and the only solace for the people who are tormented by the tritap, dharma projita kaitavotra parmo, nirmatsananam satam, vedyam vastavam atra vastu shivadam, auspicious, vedyam vastavam atra vastu shivadam, tapatraya unmulanam. Tapatraya, the three tap can be uprooted completely, tapatraya unmulanam. Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite, Kim va parair Ishvaraha, Sadhyo Ridhi Avaryudhyate Kritipi, Shushubhi Tatshanat. Just by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, we can capture Krishna in the heart. Sadhyo Ridhi Avaryudhyate Kritipi, Shushubhi Tatshanat. If we attentively, carefully hear with faith, if we hear pastimes of Krishna, then the result is Krishna becomes captured in the heart. Just imagine. People say that we want to become God. There is a sect of people who Mayavadi says that we are equal to God, or we are God, we want to merge into God. But here Prabhupada says at one place that no, we don't want to become one with God. We want to play with God. Prabhupada says if we chant Hare Krishna carefully, sincerely, then we can see Krishna face to face. We can talk to Krishna face to face. Krishna said devotees become father of Krishna, father of God, not even equal to God. So that is the boon that the Bhaktivedanta purports Prabhupada has come to give us. Prabhupada had come to give us. And by which lakhs of people are being attracted to Krishna consciousness. Because these purports are not ordinary purports. His Grace Rameshwar Prabhu was mentioning this. His Grace Brahmanand Prabhu also mentions the same thing. That Prabhupada once told Brahmanand Prabhu that Prabhupada, this is out of the world. People say out of the world. What is this out of the world? This is real out of the world conversation. Prabhupada says that I was in Golok Vrindavan with Krishna. And Krishna told me that you go and preach this message. Prabhupada says I was not ready. And then Prabhupada says Krishna pushed me. Still I was not ready. That I don't want to go to that dark place, sinful place where nobody chants Krishna's names, your name. Krishna was still pushing, forcing Prabhupada. Prabhupada said I was not ready. Then Krishna told ultimately that you just go and write these books. I will take care of everything. So Prabhupada said that I just came to write these books. Elsewhere, Prabhupada says that, this was Rameshwar Prabhu. He was narrating this pastime. Prabhupada was on an airport, and then Prabhupada told, the reporter came and asked a question. Swamiji, how did you do this? In just 11 years, so many books, 70 volumes of literature, and then 108 temples. How many, so many books you wrote? How could you do this? Prabhupada says that I have not written these books. Krishna has written these books. So there was a devotee standing next to Prabhupada, and he was trying to explain the reporter, questioner, that Swamiji means to say that Krishna in the heart, God sitting in the heart, has inspired, and then Swamiji has written these books. Prabhupada told this devotee nonsense. When I say Krishna has written these books, that means Krishna has written these books. He says, at every night when I sit with my dictaphone, Krishna comes and dictates, and I just write down. This is Prabhupada's words. That's why these books have this potency. This is not just an ink and paper. These books have changed lives of lakhs of people, and it continues to change people's lives. So much nectar is there. It purifies heart. It gives the nectar. So why not to share with others? This was Prabhupada's utmost desire, to distribute books, spread Harinam, Sankirtan and book distribution. Prabhupada says these books are also written in form of kirtan, glorification, chanting Krishna's holy names, and then the glorification of Krishna in the recorded in the book form is also kirtan. So Prabhupada wanted this, the utmost preaching movement. Yesterday we were hearing from His Grace Agnidev Prabhu. Prabhupada was saying that whomever you meet, just preach. So devotees, wherever they would go, Prabhuji was mentioning, we would go to supermarket for buying something, everybody would just start talking Hare Krishna. On the payment cash counter, we would say chant Hare Krishna. So this is our movement. Every member of this movement is supposed to be a preacher, revolutionary preacher. And if we have got this nectar, why not to share with others? And we may not believe, people are ready to accept this. Prabhupada says that distribute these books. Why? Because these books have the potency. All the revolutions have taken place in the world by the literatures. So these books are also, people are ready. All the groundwork has been done. All the acharyas have translated, given the nectar drops, and then Prabhupada has given the very easy form, and then the groundwork is done. The ISKCON has now brand name. It has got very good prestige in the society. People are ready to accept these books. If we just go and present, people are ready to accept these books. And Krishna books, especially Krishna book, such nectarian, Prabhupada halted the translation of Bhagavatam for writing Krishna books. And when Prabhupada had the manuscripts ready of Krishna book, Prabhupada told Shyam Sundar Prabhu that you go and request George Harrison for sponsoring this. So we know the story. Shyam Sundar Prabhu goes to George Harrison. They were having dinner together. And while having dinner, the lights goes off. And then Shyam Sundar Prabhu requests this. George Harrison agrees, okay, $19,000. He said $19,000. And then he told, okay, such and such day, come and collect the check. So devotees go. There was a Shyam Sundar Prabhu and there was one more devotee. They go to collect the check. I don't know if it was Shyam Sundar Prabhu or Brahmanand Prabhu. They go to collect the check. And by miscommunication, whatever happened, they got the check of $1,900. So these devotees were thinking, should we just accept it, whatever is given, or should we go and double check? And then the devotee said that no, we should double check and go through formality. And I'm 100% sure it was $19,000. So then devotees again go back and then consult the officials. Then again, now they got $19,000. And then the order is placed with the Dai Nippon, the topmost Japanese company of printing, the best printing company. And then actually Brahmanand Prabhu was going to Rath Yatra, to attend Rath Yatra, and he wanted to gift this Krishna book, freshly printed new Krishna books to Prabhupada in the Rath Yatra. So he was trying his best. He told the printers that you have to stop all the printing orders, just Krishna book, take it as a top priority. And the printer says, this is very difficult, not possible. I said, no, whatever it is, but you have to do it. Our spiritual master wants it. Then Brahmanand Prabhu was every day going and spending hours together, more than 10 hours in the printing press. It was seeming quite difficult and it was almost impossible. So Brahmanand Prabhu left the hopes and then he went, he hesitatingly, reluctantly boarded the flight. Till last moment he was waiting. And then as he was going on the ramp, he was walking up. Then the 3 limousine car comes, big black limousine cars comes right to the runway, to the flight. And then the air hostess, she calls Brahmanand Prabhu, wait, somebody is calling for you, somebody has come special to meet you. And then Brahmanand Prabhu comes down and he sees the 3 limousine, and then the 12 officials in suit boot, they come out. And then they take this carton, freshly printed carton of Krishna books. Brahmanand was so happy. They kneel, this top officials, top printing press, and they come and they kneel down to Brahmanand Prabhu and very gracefully hands this over to Brahmanand Prabhu. Brahmanand was in tears that Prabhupada wanted and I got this. And then as he takes this carton and puts in the cabin, and he was very, very, very happily, gladly opening this. And as he was opening, the person next to him, he asked, what is this? And Brahmanand Prabhu says, this is Krishna book. Our spiritual master has printed. This is all about pastimes of Krishna. And then immediately first copy is distributed. And then as he reaches Prabhupada with so much of pleasure, gladly he goes to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada is in the Rath Yatra. And Prabhupada sees that he has come with a box. Brahmanand Prabhu presents this box of Krishna books. Prabhupada is happy, and Prabhupada is saying this, but why this is incomplete? Because Brahmanand Prabhu says, we don't want to present anything incomplete to spiritual master. I wanted to present complete, pristine, well-packed box to Prabhupada, but it was broken, so I was feeling hesitation. When Prabhupada saw this, it was nice, everything. But Prabhupada asked, but why this is broken? How many copies did you get from the printer? I said, Prabhupada, there were 25 copies. But why, how many are this? He said, 24. Where's the one? Brahmanand Prabhu says, that Prabhupada had distributed on the flight. So Prabhupada was happy. So this Krishna book, the reading of Krishna book is nectarian, so much so that Prabhupada personally would hear reading from the Krishna book. Prabhupada would tell his servant to read from Krishna book every day. No author reads their own books, but Prabhupada would read his own books, because these books are not written by any ordinary person. It's written by Krishna personally. That's why it is changing people's hearts, lives. We went to a place in Somnath. There is a place called Golok Dham, the place from in Prabhas Kshetra, Prabhas Patan, the place from where Krishna went back to his planet. And everywhere, it was quite surprising. In Somnath, there are three spots which are related to Krishna's disappearance pastime. In all these 3 places, the priest was saying that Krishna left his body, and then his unfortunately here, in such place, people saying that Krishna left his body, and then this body there was final rites done to this body, and the soul went to Jagannath Puri. It's just because of Prabhupada's purports that we have got the divine vision by Prabhupada's purports. People don't know the fact. And the one Pujari there in the Golok Dham, he was so appreciative of Srila Prabhupada. As we went, he had tears in his eyes. Literally, he hugged me, and he had tears in his eyes. He says that people may consider Bhaktivedanta Swami as an ordinary man or an extraordinary man, but I don't consider. It is just, one needs a body to come to this material world. That's why Prabhupada has just accepted a body to come to this material world. He is Mahabhagavata. He had tears while he's speaking this. He said, nobody has done this. People may fear for all the political scenario or dynamics of the world. But he said, I am 100% confident a revolution is coming, because Prabhupada has established ISKCON and he has given these books. So many people worldwide are reading these books. Another person in a Swaminarayan sect, when we were in traveling Sankirtan, he told me that what kind of revolution Prabhupada has brought. He has drowned the Western world with the bhakti, which nobody in the history could do. There is a very famous Kathakar, Murari Bapu. He says that, don't know what ingredients Prabhupada is made up of. He said, whenever I go to a foreign land for Katha, I carry Ganga Jal with me. Every glass of water I drink, every bucket of water I take bath with, I add Ganga Jal to avoid contamination of the Western world. But Prabhupada, I don't know from what ingredients he is made up of. He just fearlessly went, all alone, and then he converted them into Vaishnavas. What potency Prabhupada is, it's completely inconceivable. It is futile to make even an attempt to understand Prabhupada, his level, his stature, his spiritual stature, his exalted position. So that Prabhupada has walked amongst us, walked in this temple, and he gave this translation of those. The very dictaphone is still there in Prabhupada's quarters. Prabhupada gave these books. And if we just go out, all the groundwork is done. ISKCON has got good reputation. We just have to go and present these books to people. And people are ready to accept. So many pastimes like this, how People are just ready to accept. We were just in a place called Junagadh, and that is somehow we were in traveling in book distribution Harinam Sankirtan, and that I was thinking that my health was bad. I was not able. That morning I had not chanted single round, and still we were in Sankirtan. So I was thinking, what will I do? How will I distribute books? I have not chanted single round today. So still, I prayed to Krishna, Prabhupada, use me as an instrument because I have to be in the Sankirtan slot. So as we were walking, there was one Telugu boy, very new boy. He was talking to one Gujarati person, and he was not able to understand. And since I know the language, local language, I went and I started speaking to the person. And then there was some talk. I explained him 18 volumes, 12 cantos, significance of Bhagavatam, Bhadra Purnima. I explained. He said, okay, fine, let's take it. And I was thinking, then he asked for a condensed version. Is there any single volume? Then I was thinking, oh my God, he's going to change his mind. But I said, okay, fine, let's take it. So he told me, get the carton. We got the carton of Bhagavatam. I sat behind his scooty. He drove his scooty to his home. And then as we entered his home, his wife was giving us strange looks, as if she was unhappy. And as we entered the home, the husband told that I have got Bhagavatam. And I was thinking now, mostly when there is a couple present, if we give a book, then what the husband do? Ask the wife. The wife says, yes, take it. Wife says, no, then give it back. I was thinking, my God, so much of preaching has happened, and now he's again going to change his mind, I was thinking. But guess what? As he told that I have got Bhagavatam set, ISKCON devotees were here. The first question the wife asked was, is it commented by Sridhar Swami? And I was shocked. There is no connection to ISKCON. Junagadh ISKCON Center has just started few months back. And this Mataji asked that, is it commented by Sridhar Swami? I was shocked. People are ready to accept. And then very respectfully he opened the box and then he took the first volume, recited the first shloka together. He said, my father was a Bhagavad Kathakar and I want to revive that same tradition again. At least for myself I will read. So people are ready to accept books. It's just we have to carry the books and present to people. One day I was traveling from Surat to Mumbai, Naskarnavati Express. I sat in the window seat, reservation, and then I just carried Bhagavad-gita. And one person came and sat next to me. And almost there was 10 minutes conversation. As he came, I gave him Bhagavad-gita. 10 minutes. He took the Bhagavad-gita and he asked me how much amount. It was 120 rupees those days. So he pulled out 120 rupees and gave me. As he handed me 120 rupees, I took the money and put in the pocket. The next person came and he said that, mera seat hai, reservation. So that person was apparently sitting just to receive Bhagavad-gita. As it gave me the money, somebody came to claim his seat. So mysteriously, these books are going to be whether I do distribution or somebody else does book distribution. One day, I was driving with there was one devotee. We loaded the eco van with so many books, carton. There's a devotee, Shantivardhan Prabhu was driving and we were going. The police person stops the vehicle. He signals, but we care. Who cares in Surat? Nobody. Some places nobody cares for traffic signals. So we just went ahead. Then after 20 minutes, one bike person came and there was a police person sitting behind. And he went ahead of our car. He was driving very slow and he was shouting at us, side mein lo, gaadi side mein lo. So we took the car aside and he started shouting us. He said, if you don't have a driving license, then we'll seize your car. First come back. Generally, ordinary people don't listen, then we slap before speaking. But you are a sadhu in dhoti kurta, so we are talking and arguing. I said, you go back. For you, I have drove 8 kilometers. I am a fool or what? They said, take back to our Thane mein chalo. I said, if you don't have a driving license, we'll seize your car. Then Shantivardhan Prabhu had the license, but he was not carrying it, neither soft copy. So he was trying to WhatsApp. He cannot talk also on phone in front of him. So he was trying to WhatsApp, trying to arrange driving license photo. As we were entering, when we reached that place, we were entering police station. And while entering police station, there was a person in turban and dhoti kurta. He was sitting and said, Maharaj, kya hua? What happened? I said, see, we are trying to preach Sanatan Dharma and this police is troubling us. Then the police went inside to talk to his superior. Then this person in dhoti kurta said, chhod do Maharaj ko. They are just trying to preach Sanatan Dharma. Kyun pareshan kar rahe ho, chhod do. Then, chalo, acha kaam hua. Then the sadhu asked, क्या है आपके पास, गीता है क्या, मुझे दे दो. Then I gave a Gita, and then I immediately asked him, okay, इतना लगता है पैसा. ऐसे ठीक है मेरे पास है, पैसा लगता तो नहीं चाहिए. He wanted a free copy. Then I was going back. The police person, he had almost concluded the talk. Then he came out from the police station, and then he asked us, महाराज क्या है? I said, Bhagavad-gita है. I said, दिखाओ थोड़ा. He had his attitude, but he was still asking, दिखाओ थोड़ा. So I asked him, ठीक है ले लो आपके लिए free है. I thought he would have fined us for not having driving license, maybe how much, a few thousands of rupees. But 120 rupees के गीता में काम पड़ जाएगा तो काम खत्म, चलो. It is for you. We were just going back. He said, wait. How much it costs? I said, no, आपके लिए free है. Take it for you. And he said, no. Tell me how much is the price. I said, ठीक है, whatever you want to donate, give how much ever you want to donate. And he pulled out 50 rupees and gave me. And we were walking back. He said, wait. Is it okay? Amount is okay? He says, no, आपके लिए चलेगा जो भी है. I said, no. Tell me exact price. Otherwise tomorrow we'll go out and preach. And पुलिस वाले ने वर्दी में मेरे से फ्री में गीता छीन लिया. So then, yeah sir, literally speaking, 150 का होता है, 120 whatever. आपको जितना देना दो. Then he lawfully took out gracefully and very respectfully accepted Bhagavad-gita. So I was just thinking that how Prabhupada's books are being distributed automatically. It may be driving through 16 kilometers and hearing some chastisement from police or whatever it may be, but the books are going to be distributed anyways, whether I do or somebody else does. So let us try our best for spreading this message and be an instrument for spreading this Harinam Sankirtan, which is going to be chanted in every town and village. It is inevitable. Nobody is going to stop it. Nobody can stop it. Nothing can stop it. But we just can become an instrument and derive benefit of purification and pleasure which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Prabhupada has come to give us. Hare Krishna. Any comments, questions? महाराज जी कुछ टिप्पणी?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Very nice class. Thank you very much. You know, yesterday, the new bhakta said, "Oh, Govinda Basha, we're not going to go on Harinam Sankirtan today." So I was a little sad. So sometimes I feel like I have to go every day, because when I go out and do Harinam for the general public, my day is perfect and fulfilled. So my question to you is, when there is days that I cannot go, should I just go on my own with the cartels and do it, or should I just stay back and relish the morning program?
Prabhuji has been doing Sankirtan for decades together. Prabhuji has served in Vrindavan also in 24-hour Sankirtan. He was with us also fortunately for 12 days in Sankirtan Yatra. It was very fortunate. So you know better than me, Prabhuji. But according to my understanding, I feel that sometimes there is a break required. If the body really doesn't support, we may stretch and damage the body completely. But to be able to go on for longer time, optimized amount of break is required sometimes. But that cannot be taken on to the other extreme. Then that I start searching the excuse that when can I stop Harinam? When can I skip Harinam? But yes, certain amount of break is required. Prabhupada regulated his lifestyle. So we also need to regulate our lifestyle. Ultimately, we have this material body. This is my humble understanding. Grandraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Book Distribution ki, Yukadharma Harinam Sankirtan ki, Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.